It's a beautiful day today, as you can see, absolutely gorgeous. I want to talk to you about why I like gardening and why gardening means more to me than just being in the garden and gardening. It's being outside, being with nature. It's relaxing. It's good for my mental health, and it's my happy place where I come to when I'm feeling a bit down or for whatever reason it lifts me up. Just to paint a quick picture of probably how it all started. My mum didn't have it easy when I was a kid, so she was widowed very young, and she found herself with 2 young children at a young age. So she had to work full time and then had to do everything else with the kids, like a lot of mums and dads do. But that's how it was for me. So I was what you call a latchkey kid. So I used to get home from school, let myself in, prepare the dinner, light the fire for my brother and me, and then wait for mum to get back. The times that my mum seemed happiest was when she was in the garden, when she was working in the garden. She'd grow all her own veg and her own fruit and a few flowers. She'd have some chickens at the back of the garden to get the eggs for, which I've got fond memories of. And I would watch my mum in the garden, and she would be at that point content. So all the worries that she had seemed to disappear. And even though I didn't realise it, I noticed that in her, in the way she was when she was in the garden, and that stuck with me. So my mum would give me a small patch. It was under a tree. And I would try and grow flowers. They didn't grow; they died. The tree had roots. It took up all the nutrients. There was no light on it, but I enjoyed having a go. So I guess I associated being outside, growing things with my mum as an escape for everything else that was going on, and I think that stayed with me throughout my adult life. So the first place I had when I left home, which was quite young, was a bedsit. It wasn't a very nice place, but it had a shared garden. So I could sit out in the garden. I didn't have any money to do anything to it. It was just a square patch, but I would sit out in it and I would feel a lot better with myself. The first house that we got, it just had a little path. So to keep being outside, I would have things growing in pots, flowers and stuff. And I would start small in that way, which you can do. That still gives you pleasure, just growing things in pots and seeing them thrive. I don't profess to know the names of all the flowers. If I like a flower, then I like the flower. or I like the plant. I try and learn as I go along. I do forget the names of things a lot, but I don't think that's really important. When you know a carrot is a carrot, so when you're growing something, you're growing it, and you're waiting for it to establish, and it's done that because you've worked hard on it. That's what gives me pleasure. Even to this day, I still get advice from my mum about things. I would ring her up and ask her, "Oh, what is this plant, Mum? What should I be doing with it?" Blah blah blah, and she'd still let me know from her experiences of doing it. And I think that's good for both of us. We've got that connection. Now I have 3 children of my own, and they've all managed to get houses with gardens. So they've got the bug. They must have got it from me. So where I was watching my mum in the garden, maybe they were watching me in the garden, and all the things I was doing, because they have definitely got the bug. And they're very into growing things in their garden, fruit, veg, flowers, the lot. They really love doing it, and I'm really pleased. It makes me very happy that it's come full circle from when I started out, and now they're taking it from me, and I'm still taking advice from my mum. So it's a pleasure. The whole thing is a pleasure and a success, and I hope that they can pass that on to their children. Yeah. A couple of questions that my kids have asked me. So my eldest, he's got an established garden. It's the first year he's moved into it. So my advice to him, there is a lot of plants and trees, is to leave it for the year and see what comes up. This is the advice my mum gave me. See what grows in that year, and then you know where you're at. You know what you're going to do for the following year. If you're going to keep plants, if you're going to grow new plants, get rid of plants, change the layout of the garden. After a year, you'll know what you're doing. My other 2 children have got new builds. So their question to me was, "Mum, what do I do with this blank canvas?" So it's exciting to have a blank canvas. You can start from the beginning. So I think my advice to them was privacy is probably the key thing with new builds. You do have other houses around you overlooking. So privacy would probably be the first thing that I would think of. Trellis on the fences, a few trees planted to give that height, grass laid, and then start from there. Also to add, I've had a little bit of sad news and a little bit of happy news, so I shall share that with you. You've probably seen from when I've been sitting here that there's these boxes behind me. They've got seeds in them, so I've got a little video to explain how I use them and organise them, so I hope you'll be interested in that. Just to show you quick, you might be interested in this. I got this from another gardening channel. The way I store my seeds, because to keep them dry but also keep some light in there, I store them in these, I think they're for cassettes. God, I'm showing my age there. Or other things. These are my vegetables, so I've managed to write all the vegetables on there. And store them away each year if I get new packets. So I just check the packets to see if I run out. If not, I'll buy some more. I've got 2 vegetable boxes because I've got a lot of vegetables. And then I've got a flower one. Hang on 2 seconds. got all the flowers in. As you know, there's lots of flowers, so the annuals I'll probably keep in annuals, and then the specific ones I'll keep in specific boxes, and perennials I'll keep in a perennial box. Off you get, baby, off you get. So that's them. And then what I do is, another trick I've learned, or found out from someone else, is I have another box, and in there are the months of the year, and in each one is when I start sowing. So January sowing, February sowing, I'm now on March, so everything in here I know I'd like to sow in March, and then April, and it gets less throughout the year, but it's quite handy to have them all separated out in the individual months, which is very handy. That's my little helper there. So yeah, this is a really good, I'm into organisation big time, so this is really good organisation for the seeds, because my seeds were absolutely everywhere at one point. I didn't know what I was doing. And fruits I just keep in this little box here. Same thing, all the seed packets are in there. So yeah, just thought you'd like to see that. We're going to have a little chat about daffodils. Daffodils are the flowers that come up, and you know that spring's on its way, and they cheer you up, and they look lovely. So I want to try and look after them as much as I can. There's quite a few daffodils here, dotted here and there, and they, after a while, they do look a little bit tatty after a little bit. So the compulsion is just to pull them out, but don't do that, because that's what I did when I was here the first year, and it didn't do them any good. They ended up blind, which means they come up the following year but they don't flower. So all you want to do is, for example, these flowers here, they're at the end of their life. So this bit here is the seed head. You want to take the seed head off like that. You just want to take it off, leave the stem, take all the seed heads off, and then they don't produce seeds, which puts all the strength in the plant to produce seeds. What you're doing when you take them off is all the goodness of the plant then goes down back into the bulb, all the nutrients back into the soil, and it encourages them to grow the following year. It keeps them healthy. You'll probably have more the following year as well. When they're finished flowering, which won't be too long now, you want to leave all of the foliage where it is until it turns yellow and floppy. You don't want to be pulling it out. You don't want to be cutting it down. You don't want to be mowing it. You want to leave it, because all the nutrients will then from the leaves will go back into the ground, into the bulb, and feed it and keep it healthy. And then it'll be ready for next year. When they're all flopped over and they're on the ground and they've had it, you can very easily just clear them away. Then they'll come off the grass very easily. Clear them away, and then you can start mowing over, etc., because they'll be finished. But don't do anything to make them blind, otherwise they won't come up, which I did, and I regretted it. Probably they're going to last now until the end of May, and then they'll all be finished and then they'll all be cleared. Another misconception is if they look untidy, so if you just like bunch them all together, put string around them and elastic bands, and the air needs to get into the plant. Don't squash them all up. The air needs to blow through the plant to keep it healthy. So as untidy as they might look, just leave them be, and they will do their own thing, nature. So I'm going to go round some of the daffodils. Some of them are still coming up, but some of the daffodils, and just take off the heads with my fingers. You don't need to cut them, and that should help. So this is my sad news. I'll show you. On one of my previous videos, I bought these plants as a backup. Can you see them? But the slugs have got hold of this one, and I think he's dead. I'm going to leave him there for a little bit. But we'll see how he gets on. Gutted. But the good news is that I'm always telling my husband to stay out of the middle aisle of Lidl. But when I'm there, I'm in the middle aisle of Lidl. And this is what I bought. So this is my good news. These are some fuchsias, some trailing ones, some normal ones, trailing geraniums and normal geraniums, and I can't wait to get them planted. Absolutely lovely. But yeah, I was a bit sad about my tomato plant, which means I've got to go back and get some more, which is, you know, it's a sad thing, but some of us have to do it. So I'm going to get some more of those. The other thing that I managed to do was eventually I managed to weed the fruitcage. So I managed to do that. The best tool for getting out weeds is this thing. I don't know what it's called. A weed getter outer. And I use it a lot, and I've broken it. But yeah, wouldn't be without it. I've not been down the paddock for a while, so I think I better check the fruit trees and see how they're getting on. This will be the 3rd year, so we're going to see if they've grown a little bit more. This is either a cherry tree or a plum tree. I can't remember because I forgot to label them. But look, we've got buds coming on them. Oh, that is really good. That is really good. This is even better. Oh my gosh, I've got blossom. Blossom. Oh, that's brilliant. That is really good. I think that might be a damson. I wish I'd labelled them now. This is either a cherry or a plum. Again, I didn't label them, but they look healthy. That is fantastic. Oh, these are looking really good. I've waited 3 years for this. So I just want to show you this ash tree. It's enormous. It's very, very old. Queen Victoria's time old. And the birds, which I'll have to get a video of, the birds love roosting in there in the evening, and it's an amazing thing to see, to be honest. It really is lovely, so I'll try and catch that. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you'll come back and visit us again. I thoroughly enjoyed doing it. So see you next time.